Hi guys, it's Paul again. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, so this is day 5 for the Animate and Egglish regeneration scheme over in Northern Ireland. Hope everybody's okay today. Still in lockdown. This will be going out on Friday, the 5th of June. So dedicating the whole month to people over in the Egglish and Animate area, and I've had loads and loads of lovely images of people's artwork and of children holding up the artwork that they've done so far with us. So thanks ever so much for joining. Great to have you on board, and if you can share these videos with other people, that'll just make this this YouTube tutorial channel grow and grow. So we've gone really good news today. Gone past 7,000 total views on all the videos during lockdown, which is fantastic, and we're now up to 322 subscribers. So if you could share away, that would be great. Right, so I'm back to today. I'm going to go back to my fruit and veg. I've got something to show you. It's a bit of a funny, hilarious cartoon, really. There's a guy out there, an artist called Alex Solis, S-O-L-I-S. And Alex has done lots and lots, technically he's done 30 different fruit and vegetable cartoon characters struggling with human problems. So this is the first one. This is a carrot with a bit of flatulence, so he's just popping a trump out actually. So we're going to have a go at that. Rub out Alex Solis's name, because the cartoon is going to go right where his name is. Okay, so it's day 5. This is going out on Friday, so let's get started. All you need really, colouring wise, is a couple of oranges, a darker orange, a brighter orange and a lighter orange. If you've got a fine liner, great. If not, you can do this just with pencil or black pencil crayon. And then I've got a couple of greens and a bit of a shimmery, shiny one from this Faber-Castell pack that I bought from Amazon for £15, I think, for 60 pencil crayons. So that's they're brilliant pencil crayons. I highly recommend. Okay, so we're going to start with this sketching pencil, HB pencil. Doesn't really matter about the size. I'm not going to do them similar sizes, or in reality what size they are compared to bananas, for example. I'm just going to draw it here, and you guys can have a go. Alex Solis's original one, he's got two carrots facing each other, but we're just going to do the carrot that is trumping. Okay, so start with the top of the carrot, and what you want to do is to draw, and you can draw this as big, as wide, as long as you wanted to, really. So we'll draw the carrot about this size. Okay, we'll go this kind of shape here, and it's going to go like this. Okay, a few bumps in it if you can, as a carrot would be. We're not doing a perfect supermarket carrot. We're doing a warts and all carrot that you just get out of your allotment or garden. Okay, so now what we want is leave a little gap here, because we want to do the stem of the carrot, which will look like a bit of a cartoon trump. Okay, so we're going to draw this around like this. I do it quite light, so you can rub it out if you go wrong. If you want to pause the video, you're very welcome. Okay, now we're going to draw this right across and connect like that. Now we have a 1 foot on the ground. Okay, so we're going to have a little bend in the foot. It's got a tiny little leg, a little bend in the leg, sorry, not in the foot. There's actually a bend in the foot as well. Okay, so we go down to here, and then we're just drawing the foot like that. Okay, probably a little bit thick. Probably want it a little bit thinner than that. Now, from the green part of the carrot, which is upside down on this, we've got another leg coming in, but we've got, you can see the underneath of the leg, so it's almost like the bottom of a trainer like that, okay? So it looks like he's lifting his leg up, okay? And we've got the knee there, all right? Arm-wise, we're just gonna do a bit of a curve like this, and another curve like this, and we're just gonna put a very small kind of fist like that, okay? Other arm, parallel with this, we're gonna go down slightly, and then we're gonna go up at the elbow there, and then this one is a really tiny fist, so we'll just do the thumb, and then you can't really see anything other than that, okay? Now we're gonna just do the lines just carefully now, because this will make the carrot look really, well, I suppose like a carrot, okay? So we want slight curves in these, okay? And I'll go back over these with my fine liner. You guys could do that with a felt tip if you wanted to, if you haven't got a fine liner. So we've got sections here. Like this. There we are. And we'll put his face in after. Okay, definitely put his face in after. So, what I'm probably going to do is go around this character now with, somebody's just putting something through my door, sorry about that, if you heard that. My dog normally goes mental at the postman. He's in the living room at the moment, so I'm doing this in the kitchen. It's funny, when I'm doing these videos, I tend to ban everybody from the kitchen so I don't get disturbed. My kitchen door to the living room, to the lounge, creaks like it's in a, like we're in a haunted house. So I try and stop people coming in when I'm filming. So I could do with my own art studio, really. Perhaps in the garden. Maybe if I make enough money off artwork in the future, I could build myself one. Never see my wife then. Okay, so we're just going to go around this. And you want, as I say, you want a few bumps, because carrots aren't always perfect, are they? And that's about it, okay? So what I'll do now is just go through the basics of shading with the oranges. So what Alex Solis has done, he's got light or sunshine shining on this side. Okay, so what we're going to have is we're going to have a band of darker orange, and I'm going to just draw on lightly where I want this to be. Okay, and it's not straight down. Okay. And it goes behind this foot. Alright, so all of this now we can shade in darker. Okay, so we go for a nice bright orange. It's not quite the same orange that he's used, but I think he does his art digitally on a computer, I think, a lot of the time. So obviously we can't recreate exactly that colour unless you've got that exact orange shade in a pencil crayon. You'd probably mix it if you were doing it with acrylics or oils. You can mix the right shade, but we haven't got the right shade, but we're not worried too much about that. Okay, it's just the idea of doing these doodles, really, getting you guys used to regularly practicing drawing and colouring in, shading. Okay, so we've got a lighter orange. If you haven't got one, you can just shade, but don't press down as much with this darker one. But I've got one, okay. But I'm going to miss now. There's a couple of white bits, so I'm going to draw those on now. There's one there. There's another one here, okay, and there's another one further down. So I don't want to touch those when I'm shading in, when I'm colouring in. Okay, so I'm going to try and blend this in with the other orange now. Okay, so I'm pressing down a bit harder when I get to that darker orange. That's all I'm doing. Just pressing a little bit darker near the edge of this orange here. Sometimes you go over the top of the other orange as well, just you don't want to see any white bits really there. Okay, so we just try and avoid, we go around this white bit, we want a little bit of orange on this side, on the left hand side. We try and avoid the white bits because that's where the sunlight is bouncing off. Okay, so again, just be careful when you get around there. I'll try and shade in all the same direction. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know what I'm talking about there. It's really quite important, just if you can, most of the time, unless you've got really small areas and it's difficult to do that, just try your best to go in the same direction if you can. It makes your art look really much better. Okay, so we've got this kind of thing going on now, this kind of idea, which is good. Now the arm, we're going to do it the same colour, but then we're going to come back and just shade in a little bit more around that bottom end of the arm there. Don't forget this arm as well. Okay, this has got to be darker, so I'll go over that again in a minute. Okay, when we're getting down to here now, we're going to bring in this green in a minute. Okay, so when we get to this bottom bit, I'll just show you what I'm going to do with the green. Now, the leg, we're going to do it in the darker orange, okay? Because it's on that darker side, it's underneath him anyway. So even in a cartoon like this, you can really make it look much better if you've got an idea of shade, where the shade is. Okay, so that's where I'll get the black pencil crayon, and I'll just shade in over the top of that orange. I'll just shade this slightly darker. Okay, sometimes I'd use a grey here. I'm using black at the moment on that. Okay, I've got a silvery grey actually on this Faber-Castell pencil, these pencil crayons, which is, I use this quite a lot. If you just watch what this does now, when you go over the top with a black or particularly a grey, it just deadens the colour, so we can get some nice shades going on. You can still see the orange through it, which is what you want. Okay, but underneath here now, underneath this leg, if you bring this in darker, it'll bring this leg, that leg that he's holding up, it'll bring this forwards towards the camera. Okay, so a little bit of darker grey in there as well. Okay, a bit darker under his foot. Might do a little bit of darker orange over the top of there, and a little bit in this bit here as well. Okay, now darker orange, you're going to go underneath this and round this back end of the carrot. Okay, okay, so I'm quite happy with that so far. Okay, now going on to the greens, let's just move those oranges out of the way for a minute. Green wise, I'm going to start with a lighter green. I'm going to do it all with this lighter green here. It's like a pea green, this colour. So you want quite a light green if you can. Now a darker green, you could call that kind of emerald green, or even darker than that, something like it's called acrylics, it's called sap green, which is much darker. So we've got the lighter bit. Now what you want is the darker bit around the edges. Okay, so I'm going to go over the top with this darker green around the outside edge. And again, Alex Solis has used a much darker green than this, but I'm going to go over, I think, with my grey. Okay, now a little bit darker in the middle there. And a few more darker patches are through the middle, but we just do some kind of half circles here. Okay, go darker on the inside of that there. Now I've got a sparkly kind of turquoisey colour. Just going to flash a little bit of that over the top of that green, and it really darkens it off. So some of these bits that I've done, these kind of curved sections, I'm going to go over with this sparkly colour. And if you bought these 60 Faber-Castell pencil crayons, you get these really sparkly pencils, and they really are lovely to use. Okay, as I say, you don't have to. You can just go over with a grey or something like that if you wanted to. Okay, so a little bit of grey in there as well. Just a splash of grey over the top. Okay, and I think I'll darken this section off underneath here. Okay, now the only thing that's missing now is a little bit more dark orange around the outside of this arm. Okay, this arm needs to be darkened. Okay, particularly where it's touching his body. Okay, again, a little bit of grey over the top. You can use a little bit of black if you wanted to. Just be nice and light with your shading at this point. You don't really want to be spoiling your artwork. Okay. What you could then do is, just as a final kind of afterthought, just a little bit of black in there. Okay. We'll just bring this a little bit thicker, this line, because it's just gone. If you go over if you do use these fine liners, sometimes you have to go over them again when you've done the pencil crayon over the top initially, because it goes kind of a grey colour. Okay, so what you want to then do is these marks here, you want to go over with a fine liner or a black pencil crayon if you can. Okay, and try and get that curve in. So if you do the curves, so you've got them curving like this, not quite as much of a banana as a banana, but you've got the curves going on, then what you'll do is you'll achieve that look as if there's a curve on the carrot. Okay. Now what I'm going to do with this fine liner is I'm just going to bring in some of these half circle. It's almost like the top of a piece of broccoli, this, and then I'm going to do this like that. Okay, with a couple of lines there. Okay, now what I want to do is just do a couple of lines, 3 lines like that. Okay, and we'll just bring a line in there. Okay, now so he looks like he's on the floor, and he looks like the trump or the piece of, well, looks like broccoli, is touching the floor. We'll just put a little bit, like we've done with the apple and the banana, we'll just put a little bit of grey here, a bit darker underneath his foot, and it'll just suggest he's on the ground. Okay, now the only thing we're missing is his face. Now this is important. He looks like he's, you want is the face up here. He looks like he's got his eyes tightly shut and he's got a smile on his face because he's just popped a trump out. Okay, so what you want to do is you want a little smile like this. That's exactly what you want it to look like. Okay, so it looks like his eyes are closed. He's got a little cheeky grin on his face, and that is about it. Okay, that's all I want to do on that. So that is our trumping flatulent carrot from the artwork of brilliant artist Alex Solis, S-O-L-I-S. So that's day 5. Have a go at that. Send us through Andrea Littlemore Cullen. Send us your work. I'm going to hopefully put a video together to show off all of your artwork. So if you want to get involved with that, just send us your artwork if you can. If you want to send it straight to me, simply paulbemboart@gmail.com. You can send us a copy of your artwork if you want to, and then we'll perhaps put it on a video later in the month and put quite a few of the pictures together in kind of a gallery. That'll be good. So hopefully see you guys soon. That was 19 minutes. Try and work on some shorter ones as well for you guys in the next few weeks. Okay, and great to have you on board. And I think that was video 98, I think. So 2 more to get to a nice round 100. That'll be on day 7. Yeah, day 7, I think. Anyway, see you soon.